This is the tutorial for Chapter 15 in your Beginning AutoCAD workbook. Okay, so for Chapter 15, our objective is to place a crosshatch pattern in a boundary, fill an area with a solid fill, add gradient fills, and make changes to existing hatching. So hatching gets used to show materials in your views, and when you have section cuts, you're going to use hatching. And hatching is really just applying a pattern. Okay, so hatch is on our draw panel, and it's this little button right here. So hatch fills an enclosed area or selected objects with a hatch pattern or fill. It has a drop down, but you can get into all of these things through the regular hatch button. So when you hit hatch, your toolbar up top is going to change. So we are going to work from the left to the right through our toolbar up top, through our ribbon up top. So we want to have pick points, because that's going to let us just pick inside of an object that we want to fill. We can change our patterns here. AutoCAD has all kinds of patterns. You could go in later on and learn how to create your own hatch patterns, but most of the materials you need are in here, or you can modify them. You can also do them by a solid color, so you could select a color. And later we'll look, there's ones called gradient as well. Okay, so for now, let's just pick a standard pattern. I'm going to empty these boxes out first. I'm going to hit escape, and I'm going to clean out these boxes just so that I can use them and show you what it does. Okay, so sorry. Hatch command. I'm going to select my pattern. For now, I'm just going to leave all of these settings alone. And I'm going to pick inside. Okay. So our other options, we can select a scale for it. So if I said 0.5, it's going to make them all smaller. We could change the angle on them. And this one went double because I had two sitting there, sorry. And that's really about all you'll be using in the hatch pattern. So I'm going to put everything back to 0 and to 1. So like we said, there's lots of different hatch patterns here for you to pick from. And if you get something that you're thinking that just doesn't look right, because for instance this one looks like it should be brick, try changing the scale on it and see if that helps. It's not helping us on this one at all. Oh, you know why? It's because my line weight button was turned on. I want my line weight button off on that. Okay. So just pay attention to your settings, like we said. So let's try that again. 0.5. Now, this one I picked one, of course, it's going to be fussy on us. And it is, sometimes it's a bit of a guessing game to find the pattern and the size that you need, but they're easy to change. Okay, so I'm going to say, we're just going to leave that. Yeah, that's what it is. It depends on the size. I'm going to say close. So when you create a hatch, it's all one piece. See how I did 4 separate blocks and they don't touch each other at all? But since I did them all in the one command, they're all one piece. If I wanted them separate, I'd have to do hatch, select that one, hit enter, pick hatch again, pick this one, hit enter, and now you can see that they're actually separate things. Really important when you're doing hatching is to make sure that your corners are closed. Otherwise it'll say that it can't find an internal boundary, and it just won't work for you at all. And the last type of hatching in there was called gradient. So when you're picking your hatch pattern, if you scroll down far enough, you'll find the ones that say gradient. So there's different gradient type patterns, whether you want spheres, or curves, or cylinders, whatever it is. And again, in here, you can just make personal preference changes, whatever you want these things to look like. So that's how sometimes you can see different patterns in different views that look gradient like that. That's how they've made them. So that is the overview for your hatch command. That's the end of the tutorial for Chapter 15.